Okay, Jeff, let's take a look at your golf swing here, and let's look at your driver swing first, and we're going to look at your driver swing from face on and then from down the line, and then compare it with your iron swing to try to figure out why your driver is not going as far as your irons go comparatively, and then also why the direction of your driver isn't as consistent as the direction with your irons. So let's take a look at the driver swing. I'll let this play through once. As we take a look at this, I'm going to stop the swing this time at the top of the swing. Right there. And you can see your shoulder turn here isn't that much. We've talked about that before with your back the way it is. It's going to limit the amount of rotation you can get with your shoulders. But if you take a look at, interestingly enough, take a look at your iron swing in comparison. You're going to see when you swing your iron, and I stop it at the top, you have more of a shoulder turn. So you certainly can turn your shoulders more, and I think you should try to turn your shoulders more a little bit with your driver. That's going to, number one, that'll give you a little more potential distance as you wind up. The other thing I want you to notice, I'm going to put both of these in your setup position. I'm just going to draw a line right where your head is as we compare your driver swing to your iron swing. Watch where your head is in relation to that yellow line at impact with your iron. Now watch where your head is in relation to the line with your driver. So your head and your upper body move in front of the line prior to impact. The other thing that you should see in comparing these two swings is that not only does your head move ahead, but your chest rotates open and your shoulders rotate open a little more with your driver swing than with your irons. So you stay in the shot better with your irons. Let's let the iron swing play. Now let's let your driver swing play. Let's start that from the beginning. So with your driver swing, you're coming forward and spinning out early prior to impact a little bit more than you did with your iron swing. And again, like I said earlier, you're not making as big of a shoulder turn on the backswing. And just from seeing your iron swing on your takeaway, I know you can turn your shoulders more. Let's take a look at your driver swing from down the line. Let's let this play. And this is a good angle to look at your hand path as well as your club head path. So let's break this down a little bit more. If I draw some lines here for frames of reference, I'm going to draw a couple of swing plane lines. This line here, the yellow line, I call the elbow plane, and this is the shoulder plane. When you take the club back, your club head comes back underneath the yellow line, but your hands are above the yellow line. So you're taking your club head back a little bit inside or underneath the plane. And then as you come down, if you look at this position, your hands are underneath the red line and the club head is outside. So now the club head is on top of or over the plane, resulting in a cut across the ball with your path. Let's look at it this way. Let's take these lines away. Here's two images of the same swing, and we'll superimpose those images. I'll bring you halfway back on one of the images. So there's your takeaway. And in the second image, I'll bring it on the downswing. And so what you'll see is your downswing, and look at where the club head and the hands are much more outside than where your backswing is. So here's your backswing and your takeaway, and here's your downswing. So you're taking it away inside and bringing it down outside. That's going to cause a lot of pulls and slices. And I think what you should focus on here is when you're at the top of your swing, the first move down, I'd like to see your right shoulder come down this way instead of rotating towards the ball here. So watch where your right shoulder goes. It follows the yellow line, which is where the hands go and where the club head goes, too far out. Let's look in comparison. I'm going to show you a swing here. Let's bring this swing to the top. I'm going to draw a line where the shoulder is. And you'll see when I start the downswing, that shoulder is coming down that red line. And after that initial drop, now, which means the hands are dropping as well, they're coming down. But after the initial drop right about here, now you'll see his shoulder and his hands now go towards the golf ball. There. But initially there's a drop down. That's what's missing from your swing. Your hands are going out too much, your hands in your right shoulder, and they need to come down more. So that's what we will continue to work on, which will help your path so you don't cut across the ball creating pulls and slices. And you can see how you're rolling your hands over here in an effort to try not to slice the ball. And if we look at your face-on view of your golf swing with your driver, when you try to roll your hands over to square the club face, that's causing a little bit of a early uncocking of the wrists. But I think, again, the biggest thing is, for your driver, to summarize, let's turn more on the backswing, turn the shoulders more. On the downswing, let's start with the right shoulder coming down and the hands coming down, and that will fix your path so you don't hit pulls and slices. And then at impact, we want to make sure we don't spin the chest out too much or too early. I call it staying in the shot more, which is something you do really good with your irons.